Hey, this is Rick and welcome back to another DIY project. This is going to be a pretty simple project. It shouldn't be too difficult. If you have some kind of electrical skills, they'll be helpful, but you probably really don't need them. It's not going to be that hard to do. Not much of an unboxing on this one. I bought this online like I do most of my products. There's the unboxing. Wow, right? So what we have here is E27 socket lamp holder base. They will accommodate AC 250 volts. They're for E27 screw type bulbs such as LED, CFLs. So they're for screw type bulbs. And maybe you can see the screws right there, hopefully. That's where your bulb will screw in. You're going to use either an LED bulb, like I said, and that will screw right in there. Like this. So when it's mounted, it can be mounted on the side so it can project out that way, or it can be mounted like this, whatever way you'd like to. For a fish tank, if you wanted to, you could either mount it on the side and let it project out, or you can mount it from the top and that'll project down. I've seen videos where you can take the globe off, and I may do that so that it'll expose the LEDs. This is an LED bulb. This is made out of a plastic, so that makes them cheap. I bought all 10 of these for under $10 shipped from the US. You can get them, I think, like $5, $6 from China if you're willing to wait. I wasn't willing to wait. It's got two brass screws on the back side of it here, and one goes to the plunger, which is your hot right there in the center, and one goes to the neutral, which is on the other side. This is the plunger side. That's going to be your hot, and the other side is going to be your negative. They measure about 2.5 inches wide, and they're sitting up about 1.75 inches. So I got 10 of them, and I've got them for a project. I'm going to give you an idea what I'm going to do with them. I'm going to put them in an array together like this, and I'm going to mount them to a board so I can have a light package. So this is going to supplement my lighting for my indoor plants. Or this could also be used as an aquarium fish light if you wanted to. This can actually light up your aquarium. You could suspend it from the aquarium so that it would beam down. Usually you have like a glass top over top of your aquarium so no water would splash up on these, and these would provide plenty of light for that. So I'm going to set up two ways of doing this. Now, I got this idea from my buddy, Indoor Micro. Be sure to check his videos out on YouTube. Great guy. He gave me some of the ideas for this. I'm just going to put them in a different array, and I'm going to show them to my viewers. But please make sure you go and check out his site. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. Tell him Rick from SMAERD58 told you you were stopping by. That's Dreams 58 backwards. All right, guys, let's get to the build. All right, so we're back. So I got myself a 5/4 plank that I had left over from a deck project, and I went ahead and laid it out. This is the configuration I'm going to do. I think by staggering the bulbs, I should get an even array of light that'll come in. Hopefully it'll overlap by the way I've got it laid out here. So I haven't drilled anything in yet. I'm using just little 1/8 pan head screws. I've got some wire here. This is 18 gauge wire, red and black, that I'm going to splice in on this and pigtail it. And I've got some electrical tape if I need it. I've got wire strippers and a drill to drill them in, screw them in, and that should be it. So that's where we're going to start out with this. And to make this project a little easier, I've gone ahead and I've taken a power cord that I had left over from something that failed. I think it was just an extension cord. And I went ahead and I stripped the ends of it. And you can see there's a black wire and a white wire. And you can see it's just a standard power cord. Or you can buy one from the store and just cut off the end of the extension cord. This does have writing on it. And if you follow what people say, they say the writing on the side of the cord will correspond to the hot side. So the hot wire here should be next to the writing. If I had a 2-wire cord, you'd be able to see it a little bit better, but I like this because it was thick and it won't get crimped or anything. I won't have to worry about any fire or anything like that. Of course, on your regular cord here, the wide side blade here is going to be your neutral, and the smaller side blade right there is going to be your hot side of the plug. So to make things a little bit easier, what I did is I just plugged it in after I stripped it, make sure that they don't touch. And I have electricity tester, basically an AC electric tester. And this will tell you what side is the hot side. You turn it on. These are cheap, like $8, $10, I think, on the internet. It may be a little bit more, but there are knockoffs that basically do the same thing. And this will tell me what side the hot side wire is. So right there, we know that black one is a neutral, and that white one's the hot side. If you're an electrician, usually white is the hot. It's opposite when you're dealing with car wiring, the regular house wiring, AC wiring, that's what it's going to be. So I know my white wire is my hot wire. So to make things easy, what I've done is I've got black wire here that's going to go black to black, and then the red, meaning hot, is going to go to the white. And I will cut some pieces off and we'll daisy chain this whole thing right on down here. So what I want to do is I'm going to do mine a little bit different. Instead of notching it out, what these have is they don't have them notched out where the wire comes out the side. They do have it depressed a little bit in the mold so you know where to clip it out there. But rather than do that, I'm going to drill a hole right in the center and bring my wires out on the back side of the board and daisy chain them together. So let me go ahead and start laying these out and get my holes drilled in, and then we'll come back to it. Okay, so periodically through my videos, I'll stop, and if I come across something that may give you a trick or something I don't like, I'm going to let you know. All right, on these things, they don't mark what pole goes to which one. Of course, the one in the center there, that's going to be the plug, and I mark it with little positives so you know that that's going to be your hot wire, and that's the one that you want to make your hot wire go to. Now these are hard to get your fingers in. I mean, I got some big mitts here, and it's hard for me to get my fingers in there and get those little wires in there. So what I've figured out is you take the little screw out of the center and then slide the whole thing together if you tightly braid it like that right there. Now you can see my center hole, I'm coming right through, and my E27 socket's going to be mounted right there, and the wires will be inside, and the other part will be where the wires are running. Okay, so here this is going to be how it wires up then. You got your two wires going to your neutral, and you got your two wires going to your hot, and then they're going to slip right back down through that hole and loop over to the next socket. Okay, another tip is I'm going to put some electrical tape right there because this is going to be your cord wire, so if it got pulled, you don't want to pull that first row out because that controls the whole strip. And start slipping your wires through the hole like so, and then pull the whole thing through, and we'll mount it right like that. And another tip is I would put some bulbs in there as you're going just to double check. Alright, so now we got this one attached here, got our wire coming through here, and now it's coming through over here, and we've looped in another pigtail, and we're going to attach another one in that sequence and go right on down the line. Okay, so there we are. It's all done. It's wired up. They're screwed in. I have to admit, it took a lot longer than I thought. It took about 2 days for me to get the pattern down and the wires in there. These little screws in here are a bear to get that wire stuck in there when you're doubling it up. My fingers just didn't want to get in there. The wire was larger than the hole trying to get in there, so you have to really wind them tight, those windings on the wires, to get it small to be able to slide it in there and then lock that locking screw out. Besides that, there it is. I just plugged it in, and now we'll check and make sure we have current all the way through. And there it is, the last one. And I'll check all my reds. Make sure we're good there. And that's it. So now let's make sure they work okay. Now the thing about this, which is nice, is by using LED lights or CFLs, whatever you want, if something burns out, you can just replace that bulb. You don't have to replace the whole LED setup. Or you can mix up the bulbs to whatever you want. Here's some, I did reviews on these little guys, and they have LEDs in them. And you can see how those are. Pretty bright. And that's just one. And then I took the globe off like we were talking about, the bulb. Here's a regular LED bulb. And we'll put it in this one right here just so you can see it. Man, that is definitely a lot brighter. I'll put these side by side, globe on, globe off, and you can get an idea. And there you go. You can see the difference. A lot brighter. Depending on your application, whatever you want to use it on or off. One other type of bulb. This is LED. It's a pretty big one. This be for like your growing setup. Put that in. That's got all kinds of LEDs, red, blue, white. Now, if you didn't see these, I have other reviews. Check back on my channel and I show you the reviews on these individual lights. And I believe even this too, I can get these for like $1 from the dollar store. I have to show you where they are. So that's it for the build. Now we'll go ahead and install it and we'll take a look at it there. Okay, so there's my setup. It's suspended now. I've got some hangers on there and I've got some ratchet support hangers on there. Check out my other video on them, how you can lower and raise that light assembly. Now maybe you can see I've staggered some of the lights in there. I've only got enough that I need just for this little plat of vegetables that I'm starting. You can always add more of the bigger bulbs if you want to, or you can mix the different lumens, wattage, whatever you want to do. So that's it. Hey, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, give me a thumbs up. Take care.